There is a mall in every major city where the same quiet contradiction plays out every single day. A young man walks out carrying a bag with a logo that costs more than some people's monthly rent. He films it, he posts it, and for a moment something inside him feels completely resolved. Meanwhile, across town, someone with 10 times his net worth quietly signs paperwork on a rental property. No camera, no audience, no announcement, just quiet, deliberate capital at work. This is not a story about judgment. It is a story about two relationships with money, and how those relationships were built long before either person ever earned their first dollar. The pattern starts inside the mind, shaped by environment, memory, and early financial experience. Two people, two completely different financial destinations. The same starting point, the human mind. Most people who grew up without financial stability share one common early memory about money. Money in the house felt temporary. It arrived and disappeared before it could ever feel safe. There was rarely a moment where financial abundance felt safe enough to simply sit inside, and so the brain learned something early. Spend it before it is gone. Enjoy it now. This is not a character flaw. It is a completely rational response to an irrational financial environment. That adaptation, carried into adulthood, becomes one of the most quietly destructive financial patterns possible. The question is not about willpower. It is about which path the brain was trained to trust. Behavioral economists call this present bias, overvaluing what we feel now versus what we could have later. The present moment always feels heavier than the future, even when the future holds far more value. When you grow up watching money disappear, your nervous system simply stops trusting the future. Luxury goods are the perfect product for a brain wired this way. Immediate status, immediate feeling. The purchase is never really about the object. It is about identity, proof that you have arrived somewhere. It is about finally feeling like someone who has money, even when the balance sheet says otherwise. Feeling wealthy and building wealth are two completely different psychological and financial experiences. Understanding this gap is where most serious financial transformation quietly and permanently begins. An asset generates, a luxury depreciates. This is not complicated economics, it is a fundamental financial truth. To someone who grew up watching assets work, capital is not a reward to spend. It is a tool to deploy. The wealthy do not relate to money through how it feels, but through what it functionally does over time. They think in decades, not weekends. That time horizon shift changes every single financial decision they make. Patience in the financial world is not passive. It is one of the most actively powerful wealth-building tools available. Both feel like wins in the moment. Only one continues working for you long after the moment has passed. The gap between knowing this and actually feeling it, that is where most financial lives are quietly decided. Studies show visible luxury consumption is actually highest among lower middle income brackets, not the wealthy. People living in economically unequal areas spend significantly more on status goods, regardless of their actual income. Researchers consistently confirm status spending rises not with income, but with the pressure of social comparison. Surveys of high net worth individuals reveal the same pattern: modest homes relative to income, reinvestment over display. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958, not from inability, but from a different relationship with capital. Their financial habits look almost boring from the outside, while quietly compounding enormous wealth on the inside. The higher the visible status signal, the lower the actual financial position tends to be. Inverse relationship. Real wealth rarely announces itself. It quietly compounds in the background while life continues normally around it. The shift from luxury spending to asset building is never about discipline alone. It is about identity. People do not change financial behavior through willpower. They change when their self-image around money changes. When money stops being proof of arrival and becomes fuel for movement, the decisions naturally follow. Assets are patient, luxury is urgent, your financial future is shaped by which one your identity gravitates toward. Your financial life is not built by accident, it is built according to the blueprint inside your identity. Every swipe of a card carries a belief beneath it, a quiet answer to what you think money is truly for. Changing the belief changes the behavior. Changing the behavior changes the entire financial trajectory of a life. The most important financial question you can ask is not what can I afford, but what is money truly for? That one question sitting beneath every financial decision reshapes the entire architecture of your financial future. Every financial decision is a vote for the version of yourself you are quietly choosing to become over time. What the world sees above the surface is rarely the true measure of what is actually building beneath it. The identity shift is not dramatic, it is quiet, a slow reorientation toward what money can do instead of what it signals. Both versions of that person are valid. Only one is building something that grows while they sleep each night. The most powerful financial move is always the quietest one, a decision made in private for a future only you can see. Two people, two bags, two completely different financial destinations quietly taking shape every single day. Not because of income, not because of intelligence, but because of a story each person believes about money. The story you believe about what money means, that story quietly shapes every financial choice you will ever make. The good news, stories can be rewritten. Financial identities can be rebuilt. The shift is always available to you. Wealth is rarely about how much you earn. It is almost always about what you believe money is fundamentally for. Build the belief first. The assets follow, the wealth follows. The freedom quietly follows after that. The question was never about the bag. It was always about who you believe yourself to be when you carry it.